stream as soon as you click that, we're going.
We're going. So we're already going.
It's going and it's live and it's going and it's live and it's going and it's live.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes. I mean, I hit the thing. Is it going?
Yeah, let me see. I'm seeing. I think this is the first time we started at 2 o'clock. I'm just waiting on my end to go.
2, 2, 4.
We're live, I believe.
Oh my goodness!
All you got to do is just switch it. Oh,
what? I feel like we're better about being on live than we were at SourceFed. Can I be honest with you? Yeah.
Oh, being on time? Yeah, because there was like 90 people that it was just like switching between, but
totally dogs. Faux.
Life.
Kizzle. TDFC.
I don't know what's happening right.
No, we've dropped the izzle. You remember that was like, oh, this is us, rapping. It sounds cool. We had the izzle at the end of things.
Wait, izzle's not legit anymore?
I don't know. It's just definitely not in the zeitgeist anymore.
No, I don't think so.
Is that right?
I think so.
Faux shizzle.
I think so.
Faux shizzle's still a thing.
I mean, definitely. I mean, to add shizzle
among us
more
whites, yes. Faux shizzle is definitely a thing.
Faux shizzle.
Are we ready to start the main episode?
I think so. Let me do some quick shout-outs real quick to the people watching live, to Catherine Richardson and Terry Fournier. There's only 2 people
fancy.
Right
okay.
But there's more people who are watching who just haven't given us a little beep beep yet, saying that they're here. Go ahead and give us a little beep beep. Beep beep. That is my favorite. You saw It, right?
No.
You seem sad about it.
Yeah, I really wanted to.
It's a bummer that much of this episode has It references. So we'll just wing it. Just to be like, let's kick it off.
Why are there so many?
I don't know. Sarcasm. I was lying.
Oh man.
I'm full of lies.
3, 2, 1.
Oh.
We're live now. Now the audio portion is recording.
Oh.
What
if that sound I made it?
Was that our? You're the soundboard.
Oh.
Don't you have a? I'm honestly a little underwhelmed.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I don't control what comes out of the soundboard.
Wait, what if that was like a game show's intro and you're like, everyone just shut up in the audience, don't clap too loud.
And there's a guy in a corner recording.
And it's just quiet claps. It's like everyone's just like.
So the person doing our soundboard right now is.
ROXY STRIAR.
Classic.
ROXY. What if my name was ROXY?
ROXY? That's nice.
ROXY STRIAR.
You can probably get away with that.
Yeah,
Scooby-Doo could say it well.
I was talking to Sam about this too, because Sam's not appreciative and I don't really understand. Names matter a lot, and Bashor's a dope name.
Bashor is a dope name.
He's like, Bashor's a lame name.
No, Bashor's great.
He said, what did you call it? Simple?
It's simple.
What?
No, I didn't say simple. I said this. Yeah. That's what it feels like.
Wait, hold on. That's because you were raised with it. Hold on. Have you ever known anybody else with the last name Bashor?
Literally never.
Same.
In all of
That's
my
a good
existence.
superhero name. It's a good PI name.
And you could be badass like Bashor.
Yeah.
Or it's just like, ooh, Bashor.
Yeah.
Sam Bashor.
Yeah, Wooldridge is hard to pronounce.
No, I got that one.
I've missed.
You got that one, but most
Wooldridge,
people,
I like it.
They usually drop a D.
But
Wooldridge.
it's nice that you're not long name. You're short name, long name. Like if you were like Xavier Wooldridge, that'd be a problem.
Yeah.
But DJ,
Striar's good. ROXY STRIAR. I always wonder if like I would say your name fits you and you. Hi. But is that because that's how I know you?
Yeah, usually.
I don't think so though. I think if my name was like Sylvia,
you'd be like.
I don't think I'd be who I am today.
So then, yeah, exactly. So you
Not
grow into the
wrong
name.
With Sylvia.
You grow into the name.
Yeah, like Roxy. Everybody always called me Roxy. Like there's a way you say Roxy that made me feel like I had to be Roxy.
I get it.
Do you get it? Because I don't think I did a good job with that.
Yeah, Sam. Classic. Original name. Nobody's got it.
No, see, Sam is normal. Sam is a normal. Sam is, yeah. But Bashor, cool.
Who named you like best of all of the superheroes? Barry Allen?
Not really. I mean, his long name is Bartholomew.
Yeah.
And I can't say
Who's
that
the
very
best
well.
of all the superheroes in general, or the ones on our shows?
Oh, the ones on our shows.
On our shows?
Yeah. Caitlin Snow's pretty good.
Cisco Ramon.
Cisco Ramon is cool. I actually feel like the name Oliver Queen does not fit this version of the character. It's such a like dandy name, and he is so
dandy's a good.
He's so like tough. It doesn't like. It doesn't. Ollie doesn't quite fit.
Yeah, I get
this
that.
version of the character.
What would you name him?
Like again, like something like
Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne, like Tom Bashor. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Bashor.
Yeah, he'd be like.
I'd be flattered.
Yeah, it'd be like somebody that like, or like Lee Marvin, like something like that. You know what I mean? Like Charles Bronson.
Charles Bronson.
I
have a hard time with Kara.
Yeah, Kara Danvers.
I always Kara. I don't know, because of Boston and me, I'm all, Kara.
Yeah.
And it's not what it is. But
Nope.
I have a hard time with her name, so I'm not that into that.
May I personally attack some people in the audience right now?
Okay.
I really don't like when people's names are Kristen, Kirsten, or Kirsten, because you don't write those differently. They're all written the same.
Yeah.
That's mean of you.
No, that's not true. Kirsten is written differently than Kristen.
Not in my show.
In the order of the I and the R's.
Not in my show choir group.
That is not true. You are not Kirsten with K and R next to each other.
Yeah.
No, she lied to you.
We went to prom together.
She lied. To your face.
Did.
She lied to your prom-eating face.
Speaking of prom-eating faces, welcome to Super TV Showdown. How far in are we?
We're there. Oh,
I'm
glad you mentioned that because I got to write down. I got to make notes.
There you go.
I thought that was a really healthy, good conversation.
It was.
I agree.
It was nice.
I agree.
We started a rapport with all the Kirstens in the audience. I enjoyed it. Guys, we're very excited to be back here. Thank you all for joining us on patreon.com/onlystupidanswers.
Yes.
We're about to hop into all the Super TV talking you can ever really want. I mean, it's all of it. Like, I don't think anybody else is doing
right
that.
now?
It's an intro.
What words are coming out?
You weren't listening. You were getting a paper. You're writing stuff down.
What made us decide that we were going to call intros instead of ductions?
Because intro first, and it sounds better than duction. And it's shorter.
Intro's the intro to introduction.
Sounds better. It's adduction.
Yeah. No, duction sounds like a medical procedure. I gotta go get my duction later.
I'm gonna get my ducts removed.
What are they taking off of you?
I don't know.
His ducts?
I don't know. It's just that's what it sounds like to me.
His ducts.
Maybe like the elbow is your duction.
There's some ducts down there. I get rid of those.
The elbow fat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's for you.
That's
YouTube
for you.
listeners, Patreon watchers. I'm still confused on the video portion.
Oh no, it's all good. They're joining us now live. So, we got a good audience.
Let's go.
Here.
Let's jump into news.
That's what we usually do. We open with a little bit of news. And DJ, you texted us this morning. You're like, "What the hell are we going to talk about?" And then you said, "What if we talked about this?" And then I don't know if we replied, but let's talk about it. Yeah. What was it? There's a graphic you got right here, and it's going up in 3, 2, and it's up.
Oh, this is our most exciting graphic we've ever had on the show.
21st Century Fox.
Did you guys know that was a thing?
What?
Because it's 20th century. I know it was 20th Century Fox.
And then when we came to 21st?
Yeah, when did this 21st thing happen? Was it when we became the 21st century?
In the 21st century.
But all their movies still have 20th century in front of them.
That's an interesting question. I don't have the answer.
Fun fact.
Yes.
For Futurama, the showrunner bought the rights to 31st Century Fox because that's when the show takes place, and they changed the logo. So to 3-1, 31st century.
But what happens when we get to the 31st century?
Right, Futurama will be dead. We'll be long dead.
We'll be dead. Human race will probably be gone.
Yeah. But who will own that? Like 21st Century Fox will be pissed.
A dead man. A dead man will own it.
How do you know that we don't live forever?
What about 21st Century one?
So apparently the news is that 21st Century Fox went to Disney and was like, "Hey, you want to buy some of our stuff?" Mm-hmm. And Disney
Why do you make them sound like creepy mans in vans?
Well, I mean,
we've all been there.
Yeah, I mean, they're studio heads. You know what I mean? Like it's probably all pretty creepy.
They're just dressed nicer. They're doing the same shit though.
And then Disney was like, "Nah." But then people got word of it and was like, "Oh, Disney's gonna buy X-Men."
And they're gonna do a botched job because they're only doing it for kids.
Yeah.
Is that what people were saying? I thought that it was more like, and they're going to do it right because they're Marvel and literally they could poop on the screen and we'd all love it.
I'd watch it 3 times in theaters.
Half the people thought that they were going to do it great.
Yeah.
Half of the people thought that they were going to butcher it because they would never be able to do an R-rated. That's not Disney. They couldn't do that. And all of those people didn't matter because it's not happening.
Yeah, and then there was literally article. I looked it up today. There's literally articles of like, "Oh wow, never happened," and then literally one down like why it's still on the table, and it's like I don't know what to do with this information. I don't know.
Also, I hate to say this, guys, because I know you're gonna be mad at me out there. We also don't have a right to know. It's not our prerogative to know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
But we need to know, damn it.
And we will
characters. If fucking Wolverine doesn't fucking make out with Iron Man, I swear to God, I'm gonna burn down 20th Century Fox.
The whole building.
The whole goddamn building.
Just one building.
Catherine Richardson wanted to say, blown away by the graphic, DJ. She really loved it. Just wanted to put that out there. Guys, just so you know, Fox, I don't think is ever going to do that. It's never going to sell that stuff. They make a shit ton of money off their X-Men movies. Deadpool alone is like one of the highest grossing movies.
R-rated movies.
R-rated movies. R-rated superhero movies. Put another title.
Exactly.
Slap
Do
another
you
one in there.
guys remember all of the X-Men villains?
In the movies?
Yeah.
Magneto.
Just anybody else?
And Apocalypse, Kevin Bacon's one.
Yeah, he was...
the robots are the other one.
The Sentinels, yeah.
Robots.
It gets real hazy.
Yeah. There's Magneto for 3 movies.
Would you guys want to see that happen? Would you want to see
Magneto?
X-Men go over in the Fantastic Four? I think more importantly, join the rest of the MCU?
You son of a bitch, of course I do. I need that more than anything in my life. I need that more than a cure for some diseases.
Not really.
Why? Even Fantastic Four?
I would be fine for a movie or so. Honestly, this is going to, again, take away all my cred, but my little brain and so many characters. There's so many of them.
Especially the X-Men.
The X-Men, when I watch Days of Future Past, everybody's like, this is the dopest movie ever. I'm like, it is really dope, but also so many people.
Yeah.
Like, I can't concentrate on any of you guys.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen with the future generations growing up? Like, we're like, okay, you want to watch this movie? Watch 75 other movies to understand what's happening.
And also these TV series.
Yes.
And also...
It gets a little yawn.
Yeah.
No, I mean, at the very least, it'd be really fun to get Fantastic Four. What does Fox need? What else does Fox need that, like, they can just work with X-Men and leave them alone? They don't want Fantastic Four. They don't even know what to do with it.
No, I feel like if there's any property MCU could really nail, it's probably the Fantastic Four.
I agree with that.
A Netflix series?
No, budget. Making the
thing
happen.
Never mind.
Because I always think TV show, and then I think, the thing, how do you do that week in and week out?
They nailed Lockjaw. They botched literally everything else.
How often does Lockjaw show up in that show?
Multiple times every episode.
Okay. Enough as, like, a character that talks and is, like, one of the 4 key members?
No.
Yeah, so, like...
But he looks like a big bulldog.
If you salvage one thing from Inhumans, I want it to be Lockjaw.
Just have him teleport out of that show.
If one thing shows up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Lockjaw, please. Mm-hmm. Here's my dream. I would love it. Clean slate, right? You have your Marvel movies. You have an X-Men TV show. And not like, here's the spin-off. Like, legitimately, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Wolverine is a recurring character.
Animated?
No, live action, part of your MCU universe, but X-Men basically take... Because there's so many characters, and we've seen with these CW shows that they really benefit... Those hours zip by when you have a team of characters that you can focus on, and other characters can weave in and out. And so X-Men live on TV. I would think the Fantastic Four would be cool on TV, but for reasons that we just discussed, probably a Human Torch, like how would you do that every year? Well, anyway, with the thing, it's just a lot. Honestly, I feel like Spider-Man would do great on TV.
Yeah, but money though.
But I also don't mind a single iteration of Spider-Man that ever has been in live-action films.
Not even the Amazing ones?
Amazing Spider-Man 2 is like one of my faves.
Mark and Draco was just saying that this weekend too.
We need to talk. We'll do a full episode on like the best. Like that'd be a fun episode to do it all on Spider-Man movies.
It's a brilliant rom-com until
no, yes,
not so funny.
No.
Right, so you were saying fun rom-com.
No, it's a great rom-com.
Okay.
Until it's not calm.
Until
and then it's just
sad.
Bum bum bum.
Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comments what you guys would think about Fox and X-Men and Marvel.
I was thinking, I was like, wait, how the fuck do you introduce them? Like, pull some Doctor Strange shit. It's like, no, they've always been there. Do they just have some mutant bullshit that like blocks them out from people seeing them? And then DJ broke the microphone.
I didn't love that movie.
That's one. Which one?
Doctor Strange.
It's neither did I.
Yeah.
I actually have I came up with the other day a pretty good explanation of what bothered me about it, but that's another thing. That's another thing for another day.
Come and knock on my door.
We should hop into talking about it's the Fantastic Four theme song, of course.
You can't control the soundboard.
No, you can't. But really quick, we're going to hop into some TV show things. You got any little piece of news? Anything else?
No.
No? Okay, we're going on.
I like TV so much.
Me too.
Even in the weeks where it's not great, I still really like it.
I do too. And Supergirl this week it is an episode.
I think most of the shows this week were slightly better than fine.
Yes.
That's kind of like the sweet spot that they all kind of hit. Colors.
Blue.
For those of you at home.
Blue.
Watching at home.
I'm blue. I was bringing out with that.
Classic reference. Early aughts? Was that early aughts? Late 90s?
Yes, both.
Okay.
With timeless.
Same thing.
It's been around. I mean, Mesopotamia.
Mesopotamia.
liked this episode a little lot.
Okay.
What's a little less than a lot?
A little lot. That was good. I like that.
Hashtag little lot.
That's canon now.
Wait, guys, in the comments, make sure. Yeah, right. Little lot.
Hashtag little lot.
New T-shirt idea. Little lot.
Because it's definitely not a lot, but it's not
unalot. It's not unalot.
Breaking down what happened, we had a big Morgan Edge episode, which
he's great.
He is so good. He's so much better than anything he ever did on S.H.I.E.L.D.
A lot of things he did on Heroes.
Yeah, no, Heroes. I really liked him on that show, and he got pretty interesting.
Adrian Pasdar?
Thank you.
He also voices Tony Stark on the Avengers cartoons.
Yeah, he's really fun. No, I loved everything they did in this, and also it brought back a really interesting point. It was like, you just let lead out into the atmosphere on the whole planet. That should cause problems, but like, no. It bonds with the bullshit. Just, bullshit sci-fi shit. And you're like, you're right.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting concept, and the only negative I had with the episode was I wish we dealt more with Alex and Maggie actually talking about their relationship or talking about the problem instead of us coming in at the end of it.
But I thought that was so realistic with Malix, because I refuse to call them Sambers, because they were... Like, sometimes that happens in couples where you guys have this fight and you come to this conclusion, and then you have sex, and then you're together, and you realize you're still not together, and, like, there's that, you need somebody to say it. Like, I just thought that, I think the entire depiction of the Malix relationship has been so legitimate.
No.
Like, just, that's how it happens sometimes. And you move quickly, and sometimes, like, there is that, I don't know if I want to be with you because I'm your first, and I don't know if that's what works. And every step of the way, I've been like, yes, that's realistic. Yes, I'm in on them. And I felt heartbroken for them. When All Through the Night starts playing, I was crushed. No. I was crushed.
Is that when they were dancing around?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because you look at them and you want them to be together, but you understand. That's one of the only things that universally we all understand is if you want kids... You can't really get mad at somebody for wanting them, and you can't really get mad at somebody for not.
Yeah,
because they're little monsters.
I think that was the that was
that's what Lady Gaga calls them.
Little monsters.
I think this was the best fix for not the ideal situation for the show. Like with that actress leaving in a popular relationship, and it's like this instead of like killing her off or having some sort of bullshit like you kept a secret from me and now I hate you. Like this was like, hey, what actually breaks people up? Oh, this shit.
And you know what can happen in the future if she's not filming anymore? People can change their mind.
Yeah.
She can realize that she does actually want kids, or maybe she doesn't. Maybe they become friends. There's so many different ways we can go in the future. They've left the door open, and I needed that door to be open.
Yeah. I think it was a very mature, responsible way of handling it. And I get your point of like wanting to see the discussion
just a little bit
back
more
and forth
because it's been so good.
Yeah,
though.
But I don't know if emotionally I could have. I spent a lot of this episode, like, whenever they were on screen, like, I'm going to look at my phone, because I feel like if I pay attention to what's happening, I'm going to start crying. And this is stupid, fake bullshit, not real people. So I don't feel like that's appropriate.
No, what was the thing she said at the end? It's like, you're going to be a great mom or
that
something?
That one, like, right between the ribs. There was this was a meh episode for me. But there were 3 moments where I'm like, oh, that really caught me off guard. That was one when she's like, you're going to be a great mom. It hurt. It just got me right here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then the save with when the plane splits in half, I'm like, what a great like superhero with holding onto these 2 halves of the plane. Like, what a smart, big, epic save moment. Like, why have they ever tried something like this in the Superman movies? Like, and then
why couldn't she hold it? She's moved an entire alien ship before out of space.
Okay, she's got little hands.
They never talk about that. Superman, Supergirl, they have little hands. The littlest hands. They don't have. Where can they grab? If you don't got a handle, he's gonna drop that. She's gonna drop that.
The other one that really got to me was Morgan Edge's big like villain speech to Supergirl, which I think if you actually took the dialogue and put it on paper, it's like, yeah, that's every fucking villain speech for superhero entertainment forever. But he just lives in it. Like it's just like hate him.
What do you guys think about Jimmy and Lena? Because I think love is in the air.
I love it.
Are you guys thinking
I'm
that too?
all for it.
It's fine. I mean, I don't. Jimmy's always been on the fence with me. Like, I've never been like super excited when he comes on the screen.
As a character in general, Jimmy Olsen, or this iteration?
This iteration. Smallville had a really fun one, but
Remember when he was in the DCEU?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And died after 13 seconds?
But there's an easy way to fix that for these movies, to bring in a real Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah.
The CIA agent just took Jimmy Olsen's credentials. And the real Jimmy Olsen's just out there somewhere.
Floating around.
Retcon the hell out of it.
Yeah. But no, like, he's just kind of meh to me, except for that one episode with the telekinetic kids from last season. Yeah. That was pretty cool, because then he actually had stuff to do. Yeah. Right now, he just like, Lena, you're kind of taking my job. And then he walks away, he's like, Kara, don't be whatever problem you have this episode. Be another thing. And it's like, thanks, Jimmy, you're a pal.
I like it because I think it's a better story arc for him than, what was it, Gladiator, Defender, Guardian.
Got it. Yeah. You know, I think one of the first things you learn in any kind of class out here, like a directing class or an acting class, is when you're performing, you have to be given work. You have to be given things to do. Like they call it like give them a job. Give them a job. So whether that's like filing something or doing something, and I just feel like anytime he's performing, they give him nothing to do. It's not the actor. It's that what is he doing? So, not that the answer to that is always a romantic interest, but I think she's pretty badass and he is too, and I think they love work, and I could see them working well together. So, it's something to do.
Lena definitely had a lot of fun. Or not fun. I liked watching her in this episode, and I like seeing, what is the character's name? It's not Rain, but what's her human?
Samantha.
Is that her name, Sam? Oh. It's Sam?
Yeah. It sounds like it could be right.
Yeah,
that sounds right.
Let's go with it. I feel like that's one of our tweets called her that, so we're going to go with that.
There you go. No, I liked everything that they had to do this episode, especially, like, it's cool to see these cool women all hanging out. It's all going to be taken away from us.
Yeah, this was a cool women hangout week for our TV shows in general. That was one of the stronger aspects of it that we could trail into in the future. I don't think that's a saying.
No, probably not.
But
probably somebody just made
got
it.
But,
yeah. Trail into it.
We're going to track right into it.
We've got this tweet, speaking of that. Maruna at TV Freaking a Box. Do you think that Alex will adopt Ruby if Sam, there it goes, doesn't make it out of the season alive?
Whoa! Bomb dropped.
Ruby's a really good singer, so I wouldn't mind if she sang other songs.
But she's also kind of a hassle, so I don't know if I need Ruby around. Like, she keeps just throwing herself into danger. She does typical, like, little kid shit that fortunately they're avoiding with Oliver.
Yeah, classic little kid stuff where they jump in front of cranes that are just whipping around wildly.
I need to know my parent loves me, so I'm going to jump in front of this.
Like, my mom is like 40 minutes away driving, and I don't know, she's got to make it here in the next 20 seconds before it gets splattered.
Kids, guys, adults do it too. Remember on Supergirl when they were like, we've got to be part of the Supergirl cult. Let's just throw ourselves off a building and hope she catches us.
Right, but she did catch them. To be fair, she did.
She did, but it's not just kids that are annoying. We're annoying too. Own that as an adult.
Speaking of the Jimmy stuff, I think if I were to go back in time and retool the show, I would have made the actor that is Jimmy Olsen, John Henry Irons, Steele, and then made the actor that is Win Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah.
I also think the actor that plays Mon-El would make a great Jimmy Olsen.
I think that Win and Cisco are the same, like...
They're the same character. They're literally written exactly the same.
Like, they're the same character.
Wait, why? Why? They can both sing and they both know tech and like literal garbage. They're just saying just garbage terms for science.
They're just good at.
He was an IT man. He was a man who debugged computers.
Yeah. So imagine this. So imagine your IT guy is John Henry Irons, who's on the side doing tech stuff for probably what was it, Maxwell Lord's company, whatever the fuck that was.
Shaq will always be my John Henry Irons.
And so he can be the tech guy, and it gives that actor more to do. While that actor plays Win, his charisma would work really well for the Jimmy stuff, I think. Yeah. Or I think in a more perfect world,
Jeremy Jordan.
And then if you want to take all the Win stuff, I think you could have with him being the son of Winslow Shot Toyman, you could have shot that to there was a character called Toymaster that's actually a good guy that's Asian American. And so he could have been the adopted son of Toyman.
Is that what his name is?
That's his like superhero name. I can't remember the character's name, his person name.
I'm blanking on it too, but I know the character you're talking about because if you guys read DC Metal right now, he did make a little appearance.
They're bringing him back. He was part of Greg Pak's Superman run for a minute.
Yeah, and he was in Batman Superman, that like team up comic they had for a couple years since 2011. No, he'd be a really fun character.
I think he's a cool character, and something these shows do a good job of diversifying their cast. They are a little light on Asian Americans.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Reddit right now.
Aw.
Yay.
They're doing a really good job
of doing Reddit.
Yeah, I think it's really good with the comments and stuff. I agree with a lot of them. You know, when you're looking at it and you're like, wow, these are all good. I don't know which one to share.
Yes.
So I'll try to diversify. But this one, 10/4/10, was talking about Sanders a little bit, saying they gave them a respectable end, but then said with all this teasing about Lena being a Luthor, at her core, she better be the best damn villain the show has ever had. What do you guys think about that? Because I don't see them going in that direction.
I think the weakest part of this episode is when she shows up at Morgan Edge's place with a gun, because it's like, I don't think anything up till this episode justified that decision.
Yeah, your mom's done a lot worse things to you. I mean, sure, he framed you for poisoning children.
Yeah.
I can't even say that. That was pretty awful, Morgan Edge, to do that.
Apparently worse than anything Lex Luthor's ever done.
Poisoning children?
That's another
intentionally
thing.
Poisoning children.
I think that's another thing that this show will have to live up to. Whenever they show Lex Luthor, like, he needs to nail it.
It is not happening for a long time, I feel.
That's fine, but whenever they do cast that guy, it better be like the scariest motherfucker we've ever seen on this show.
Like
a
real
murderer. Jesse fans? Eisenberg?
No. I mean, in other movies.
Oh, you know what? No, actually, I think for the way... For that version of Batman v Superman, you needed somebody like that Lex Luthor to take the piss out of it a little bit. No pun intended.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the writing's pretty weak. A lot of the writing's pretty weak. But like having like a little bug-eyed mad scientist one helps with all the macho glowering that Batman and Superman are doing in that movie. For me, he's not my ideal Lex Luthor, but
Smallville.
Yeah, Michael Rosenbaum's just really great.
So good.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll ever come back to do that role, though. They better give him a lot of money.
Are you talking about for Supergirl?
Yeah. All the money.
I've already cast my ideal
Who's it?
Lex Luthor for the TV show. I wanted Billy Zane. After I saw him he's in the premiere of Mad Dogs, which is an Amazon show, and he's amazing in that.
How's the show?
The show's really good. But he's amazing, and it's just he's got that crazy animal charisma. Well, you saw him in Legends Tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like he's a really good actor. He's got that animal charisma, but he's also got that authoritative presence. I thought he just would kill. But
when was he in Legends Tomorrow?
He was
P.T. Barnum.
P.T. Barnum.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
he just was. I was thinking.
Yeah, and he was just great. The energy he brought, and obviously it's a very different type of thing, but
yeah. Okay, so we're getting near the end because we got to talk. We have a bunch of other shows to talk about. How would you rate Supergirl this episode? Starting with DJ.
Out of 10?
Yep.
7.5.
All right, Roxy.
8 is a little like lot.
No, okay, there you go.
I'll go with a 7.5 as well. Just because I was a little bummed by the Maliks. That's what it is? Maliks?
Maliks, yeah. It's better than Sanders.
A little bit bummed
about that. Don't want that VD.
You don't have to worry about it anymore now.
Nope.
It's not a thing.
No, it's dead. It's dead.
We killed it.
You just added salt to the wound.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to the Scarlet Speedster.
Okay, you add salt to a wound. Mm-hmm. What do you add to injury?
Insult.
It's adding insult to injury?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, because I compound those two the other day.
Mm-hmm. Compounded.
I compounded them.
Mm-hmm.
You're adding insult to the wound.
Adding in some salt to the wound.
Insult to the wound,
to the injury.
Or salt to the injury, yeah.
Salt to the...
Let's talk about Girls' Night Out, may we?
GNO, Girls' Night Out. Yeah, buddy.
This episode was okay.
Oh, man.
Sorry. You didn't have a good build up to it.
I did really like the inclusion. It was a little weird, but I did like the inclusion of Felicity Smoke.
Me too. I actually love this episode.
Whenever anybody else guests on any of the other shows, they are so much fun. Like when but it was a little weird that like, wait, so Felicity is close enough with Iris to go to her bachelorette party, but Oliver no invite to the bachelor party.
I mean, it was supposed to be really small. It was going to be Harry. Barely know him.
Yeah.
This Harry.
But Felicity's closer to Barry than she is to Iris.
You don't know that he wasn't invited.
Oh yeah, he might be in a...
He's a busy guy.
Yeah, he is a busy guy.
There were some very, very weird things about this episode, but in general I really liked it, mostly because we haven't seen anything like it on the show before, and I know it's cliche that I'm the female in the group and I like the female-driven episode and whatever, but like, it's true that we haven't seen them like gang together and figure it out without having to call somebody, and they did try.
Yeah.
But like, I thought that was really cool. I did think some of it was confusing in terms of the future. Like, what's the deal with Killer Frost v. Caitlin? Is she able to control that 90% of the time now. When will we see her not be able to control that? How quickly does it flip a switch? Is it not even a threat anymore? Because she seems to kind of have a grip on it, even though she says she didn't. But in general, I had fun. Yeah. And Drunk Barry's hysterical.
Drunk Barry is really good.
Drunk Barry is really good. Hartley not Hartley. His actor's name is Hartley.
Ralph Dibny.
Yeah, he was pretty great. And
I already love what Ralph brings out of the group and like his role within it as kind of like the scoundrel. Like I like that wild card element.
You need a wild card.
Yeah, I really like his role in it. I think my favorite part of the episode was definitely Aminette. Katie Sackhoff as Aminette.
She's so great.
It was between this and Thinker. I'm like, why
me? He's so tired. She's American.
Yeah, I know.
It was a rough accent.
I don't think the accent was bad. It was a lot. Great. It was a lot. I don't think it was bad, but it was a lot.
It was a lot, but I thought she nailed it.
Between Aminette and Thinker, it's like, why did we fuck around with Zoom and Savitar for 2 seasons when we could have had these guys as antagonists? And just like, why didn't we just jump to the? I'm siding more with like, hey, just skip seasons 2 and 3 and just go to this. Barry went up to the time tornado and came down, and now we're in season 4, and we're just good to go.
I didn't mind them previously as villains as much as other people because I get being sick of speedsters, but I thought they were fine. But I thought this was really strong. I liked it a lot. She spooked me totally when she would reach for her bucket of crap.
Yeah.
Which I'm like still kind of unclear on.
Oh, I did a thing on it. I did a breakdown of what that stuff is.
Really?
Yeah, it's all basically when Caitlin Snow said it was Alnico alloys. It's the same alloys you use to make horseshoe magnets or just fake magnets, and so she can.
What is a fake magnet?
Like a man-made magnet. It's the same stuff. Oh. So she basically is just a magnet person.
Yeah,
she can make magnetic stuff.
And
Magneto.
I will say a lot of the directing in this episode left something to be desired. Where it's like she would shoot something, and then the fake CG thing would hit Killer Frost, and then she'd be like, oh, and it was like,
that punch scene was pretty rough. I really like seeing all the women together. It made me sad for Iris, where it's just like, here's your soon-to-be new mom, here's Felicity. You guys have never really had a scene together. And then Caitlin brought up a really cool point where it's like, no, we're just like kind of co-workers. I'm like, damn, Iris, like really, this is your bachelorette party? Like that's
it? This was the funniest part of the entire episode. I was hysterically laughing when she asks Caitlin to be her maid of honor.
Yeah.
And she's like, because we're more than work. She literally says, because we're more than work friends, and weddings bring about new beginnings. So will you be my maid of honor? Are you on the actual crack? Like, did you sniff some of that love drug up into your nose?
Yeah,
I did like that.
What the F are you talking about? Because we're more than work friends and there's new beginnings, be my maid of honor? How about you just say, because actually I've taken the last few years and haven't really developed any of my friendships.
Yeah.
Low-key, I need you.
Yeah.
Like, I have no other options.
It was cool taking these characters and kind of like marooning them onto an island by themselves, allowing the opportunity to see what does work about these characters and like and develop the relationships between them more. And that's one of the things I love about these shows is taking an opportunity, because they have the space, they have 20 whatever episodes a season, to like, hey, fuck it, let's focus on our female characters and like.
I love that idea.
Yeah, and take an opportunity to like. It's something I wish the Netflix shows would embrace. One, I wish they would embrace their ensembles more, because they have 13 episodes to fill, and so having more characters that we care about helps fill that time. But also take a second, like, hey, we can have an episode that's not about fucking Barry. Like, let's, you know what I mean? Let's
really... just
because
it's called The Flash doesn't mean that every episode is flash.
And I feel like a big part of the season is like, hey, we need to make Iris work. She's not going anywhere. We can't pull a Laurel and have her killed and have an alternate dimension of her come back. Like, we need to figure out...
Oh, we can.
we need to make this character work. And I think characters like Iris and Caitlin are clicking better this season.
I agree with that.
Like, Caitlin actually has stuff to do, which is nice. Which in like season 1, I was like, why is Caitlin here?
And then season 2, it was just like hanging out with Jay or Evil Hunter, whatever his name was.
This is something that we haven't brought up yet. Going back to the Reddits with the arrows. This one's at the top, so
wow,
they did a good job with that. Maybe because it's from a couple days ago. Way to watch on time. Anyway, Tom Emi board Good episode. Like the fact that even Marvel exists in the universe with the Hulk line, which is really cool. Figures that elongated man's idea of classy is a strip club. Funny how Wells was the only one didn't get arrested. Like that Katie Sackhoff is now on the show, but it's kind of stupid that she has to carry a bucket of that metal with her if she wants to use her powers.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved it.
Yeah.
Also, sorry, this just made me think about it. Remember how big of a plot point it was last season, and it became a main thing with the fight with Savitar that HR had to hide what he looked like whenever he went out?
Yeah.
Harry picked him up from the police station, the one place that was, like, hunting this person.
What's your point?
Nothing, just pointing that out. No, it was the Hulk line was fun because it did kind of... It was a way of looking at the Killer Frost thing of like, okay, you know, Hulk doesn't totally make sense. You learn more about it later in Hulk's history that's like, well, actually, he's got like a multiple personality disorder and he was abused as a kid and that's why this personality came
This was
about.
the first time that I was okay with Killer Frost. Like, okay, she's just evil when she's Killer Frost.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah. But then she wasn't. She still didn't kill them. And Candace Patton was like, you're not killing us. Do you guys remember that cartoon from back in the day? And by back in the day, I mean like before any of us were alive. Yeah. Called HR Puffin Stuff.
I'm aware of that name.
I don't think... It's not a cartoon, isn't it? It was a live action, like not puppet. It's
Those
guys that made all that stuff.
It's not a cartoon. It's like almost like Fraggle Rocky.
Yeah.
Because anytime I hear HR,
that's where you go.
That's what I think of. Have you heard the theme song to that in quite some time?
I don't. I think that show traumatized me as a kid. I don't know if we need to.
No, it brings up like a lot of bad memories.
Do you want him to sing this?
No.
It gets better.
That's why they killed HR.
It does go on for a lot longer.
Yeah. Oh, and then he's like on this thing, and he's like going.
That show freaked me out as a kid.
Yeah,
it was just so weird to me.
It's more live action than I remembered it to be based on this video. I think I'm combining it with Mr. Magoo.
There you go. Joshua Banks at Joshua John Banks. What's with all the Marvel references in the DC shows this last week? Do we think we could be seeing Daniel West version of Reverse Flash coming from the Thinker's big plan for the season, plus the focus on the new West baby? No more speedsters.
Don't think
never.
So.
No one's gonna run fast ever again in this show.
I do not think so.
I like this one, Mr. Terry Fournier. Geez, Iris, try to include your future stepsister when she's around. She was literally visiting, and he was like, "Are you gonna have a bachelorette party?"
Yeah. To be fair, the future sister, I'm pretty sure, is the worst.
Doesn't she have a crush on the Flash?
On Kid Flash.
On Kid Flash.
Oh, it was on Kid Flash.
That moment when there's like,
that's awkward.
She makes a Doctor Who reference, and then Dad's like, he's trying to bond. Like, oh, you like Doctor Who? Like, only because it has a girl now. Oh, you're the worst.
Yeah,
you're the worst. Although to be fair, they released her in costume. She looks great. The new Doctor looks great.
She looks really good. But that was a weird line.
Yeah,
that was a weird moment.
She's finding herself clearly.
Yeah,
I mean, it's an experiment. We're gonna stripping. I'm like, that's fine if you want to strip.
What kind of strip club was that?
The one that's in CW shows.
Yeah. It was really brightly lit.
They were like wearing more clothing than most women I see in Los Angeles wear on Halloween.
Yeah.
They do.
Out in the streets.
It was a very modest swimming suit.
It's in Canada. All right. It's cold.
It's cold.
It's cold. They gotta dress warm.
Someone also wrote step stripper, which was hard for me to say. Shout out to Droopy B Dog.
Step stripper?
Droopy B Dog.
Step stripper.
Step stripper. But overall, I'm excited. The Weeper was... I like the way they used him because in the comics he's nothing. He's literally nothing. He's just a guy who cries when he commits crimes. And he's like, oh.
You also explained one time he sends letters to families that there's a family emergency, and when they leave to go take care of it, then he robs them.
What a piece of shit. What a piece of shit. But no, that actor also, man, I want to give him a sandwich. I want to, like, he's
so thin.
Because he was, like, trying to look like he'd been tortured a lot, and he looked very malnourished, but I'm like, man, you just got hired to do this. Yeah. Like, you played the part, but I'm like, I feel bad for you, man. Yeah, I felt really bad. He was very badly bruised all throughout his torso.
And that was real.
He could die, actually.
That was actually real. I read an article on that.
On him?
Yeah.
Yes, Bashor.
Yeah.
I'm helping.
What do we rate the episode, Roxy?
8.5 for me. I liked it a lot.
Right on. Sam?
7.
7?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to give it a 7 too. I like Supergirl a little bit more.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling this episode too much. But more Ralph. Give me more Ralph. I really liked Ralph.
Yeah.
And make Caitlin.
You want to elongate Ralph?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I also like that. I think Harry is basically given the same directing as Heatwave on Legends. That he's not. It's just, hey, just be around and do funny shit. Yeah, just do your thing.
Like you're not you're invested in the show, but not totally. Yeah. You got like your feet in, but not. You haven't jumped in.
My favorite episode this season.
He did, and he's great. Like he's not. There's nothing about him that I would change. I really like him.
Yeah. Did we give our ratings?
Yeah.
Cool.
We just did.
We literally this second.
Yeah, we just did. This moment. All right.
That's a good transition. Yes, and to Arrow.
Look at that green. That's how you know it's time for Arrow. Do. Wicka wicka.
I backed you up with a little bit of sound.
This was another episode that had some really cool shit and then a lot of okay shit and was overall just fine.
It was fine. Totally solid. I think it's setting up an interesting story with where we're going possibly. Yes. I liked the team up. I like bringing him back. He's great. Well, that twist at the end was interesting.
Yeah.
So this episode was fine.
Yeah.
Finally good. I like it a little.
Hashtag finally good.
Finally good.
Finally good.
Yeah, so finally
good.
Finally good is a little worse than little hot.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I there was a moment when they did the flashback. I'm like, oh, we're getting Slade flashbacks. Like that's rad. Like I assume Manu Bennett's filming his other MTV show, and so it's like he's gonna show up in like 2 scenes, and then there's gonna be a stuntman in a costume, and that's basically it. It's like no, this is about him. The flashbacks they definitely shot in a day or 2 at most.
I'm guessing afternoon.
Yeah.
That kid didn't speak too much. It was mainly him talking, kind of like, go over there and get that firewood.
Yeah.
Kid's just gotta go get the firewood.
I like the idea behind it more than like what happened in it. I saw a description that was kind of like they'd planned from the beginning that this was supposed to be 2-parters and a 2-parter, and then it's kind of like we don't really have enough for the 1 episode. Like this probably could have been an episode.
What made it work though for me was like it's kind of fine all over the place. The vigilante stuff was strange, but we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But the Slade taking down all these dudes, like that made it for me. That was some of the coolest.
Yes.
That was some of the, because when I watch these shows, sometimes I just have to answer emails and do other stuff like you guys do, and I actually stopped everything just to watch that because it was so fun.
It was insane, and it was a great reminder of what kind of juggernaut this guy was in season 2. Like what a nightmare he was.
It also reminded me that he killed Moira, and we're just like, no, let me help you find your son.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I get why the Mirakuru and
that's why I really liked that the Diggle and Felicity line was in there. Like, are we okay with this? And like both of them are not.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. What I thought was so great though is this was the definition of Oliver in this episode. Him going. And they were looking for Slade's son, and Oliver's like, "Where the f is he?" No. And Slade's like, "Yeah, where is he?" And Oliver's like, "Chill out, Slade."
Yeah.
And it's like, Oliver, man, you're freaking out.
Yeah.
Like he's always like he's on one, but if anybody else is on one, he's like, chill, bro.
Yeah, hey man, you need to calm down.
We all know people like that.
Yeah, it's the worst when somebody else is like the hype man, and then you're hyped, and then they're like, chill, bro.
Yeah.
And you're like, you freaking chill, bro. It's my son. Why are you getting to be more hyped than I am?
Yeah, it was also interesting with the vigilante stuff. It was interesting that like his first time back this season, we immediately get the reveal of
Vincent
who he is.
Silva.
And it also was like, how is it somebody they know, like somebody that their team is connected to? Like,
yeah, I don't know, but I am obsessed with Dinah Drake. She did an amazing job.
I really like her a lot.
She did such an excellent job.
Yeah.
Not to mention that her chops are incredible, but also she's stunning. She just like when she's on screen, she steals the show for me, and I didn't realize how much I liked her until this episode. And I just feel like she's this badass chick who is figuring it out like the rest of them, but she's got a lot to offer, and I think she's a great addition to the team.
Another really cool moment of the episode for me was when she screams at Vigilante, and there's a shot of his mask cracking, and then he flies back. It was really well, a really well choreographed scene.
It was really good, and when he took the bullet to the face, and scooping the bullet out was pretty frightening. It's pretty scary. I'm guessing the scar on his face is from Mr. Terrific throwing the ball at him in last season. Right?
I'm assuming it's from when he got his head shot out, and so that's the one thing. We're working with Blade of the Immortal Rules, which I saw at Fantastic Fest, where he has a thing that heals him now, but he still has scars from the time that he died in that incident. So like in Blade of the Immortal, he gets chopped to shit, and then a witch comes and gives him his immortality, but he still has scars from the things he was chopped to shit from when he healed that first time.
Gross.
So I'm assuming he got shot during the accelerator explosion, and so he still has remnants of that wound.
Yeah,
but is otherwise fine.
From the particle accelerator?
Yeah, because that's where she got her powers too.
They worked in Central City.
Which, by the way, good job using that flashback again, because that was a really great reveal of how she got her ability. So I'm glad we were able to just see that back, because it's just a cool scene. Like, she screams because he's dead. And it's cool.
It's very cool.
I'm into it.
And I like just seeing Slade and Oliver just talking. It was really interesting for me. That was pretty fun. And this FBI chick, I feel like there's going to be a turn or something like that. Do you think she's got ulterior motives besides what she's doing?
I think it's going to be classic, like, on their case. And
doing her job.
And then she realizes, you know what, no, they're doing it.
Haven't they done that like 30 times with Quentin?
Yes. I think it's that again.
Mm-hmm.
But just a higher level than just a local cop. It's now an FBI agent who's on it.
Yeah.
That's how Oliver becomes president.
I'd be into it.
Whoa, Ali.
I want it to be
President Ali.
I want it to be Linda Carter. I want it to be the same president, and then they merge worlds.
It's
all going to come back to me wanting the murder.
Oliver becomes Wonder Woman, and you're back into the DCU, and you're good.
So I'm glad. I think I said this before we were on air. I don't think I said this on there. I think this, with the reveal at the end of the episode, they finally find the son. He's the one leading the Jackals. Who saw that coming? And a handsome boy. And I think this is all a big way of like saying, hey, we want to use Deathstroke more in the show, but we can't get men who've been out all the time. So we're going to probably kill him off at the end of the next episode, and now his son's going to be the new Deathstroke. Or he's going to go off and find himself for some shit, and this is going to be the new Deathstroke. Which, by the way, is this supposed to be the same new Deathstroke that was in Legends in the future timeline?
Let me look that up really quick.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Because that son of Deathstroke was... because Deathstroke has 3 children in the comics. Mm-hmm. One is the girl, which is Ravager. There's a boy, Ravager, which is the one that was in Legends of Tomorrow, and I think might be this one as well.
Oh.
And then there's Jericho. And then there's Jericho, who, if we ever get, will probably be in the Titans show.
Okay, but his name was... Jericho was also named Joe. That's why I thought we were going to get Jericho.
No. Jericho...
Titans has got a different world.
Yeah, I'm pulling up Legends right now to see...
Cool. In the meantime, I'm going to read a comment, a quick comment from Reddit, which pretty much sums up the episode for me. Coming from Swanman85. Remember Ragman?
I miss Ragman.
Yeah, I miss Ragman too.
The entire comment.
Although his role, I understand like why he doesn't really serve a function team-wise anymore.
I really liked him.
Grant Wilson was the one in Legends of Tomorrow.
Okay.
Grant, and then there's Joe, who's Jericho, and then there's Ravager. And I don't know Kane. I don't remember Deathstroke.
Well, but they said that was he changed his name.
Oh. I just don't remember that from the comics.
I did also like, as a fanboy, I did like the Terminator reference.
Yeah. Because
that was his original... He was originally supposed to be called the Terminator, and then that movie came out, so like, oh, never mind. Now it's Deathstroke of the Terminator.
Oh, I misunderstood the reference, but he said he took his mother's maiden name, and Adeline Kane. That's what the mom's name was. That's just saying.
But it's weird. Yeah. But now he's Kane Wolfman, who's a reference, which is obviously a reference to Marv Wolfman, who created him.
Mm-hmm. That's fun.
We're going down a whole rabbit hole here.
Mm-hmm. But did you read?
So wait, is that Jericho?
I don't know.
That's what, based on what you just assessed, I concurred. No, I not concurred. I gathered.
Yeah, Joseph William Wilson. Holy shit, that's probably Jericho.
I got you, boy. I got you.
But Jericho's got like psychic powers and shit.
Yeah, he sucks his soul out of his eyes and into other people's eyes.
I know it's in Earth 1.
That's what he does in... Yeah. You're not reading the Deathstroke comics. It's great.
I'm not, Sam.
It's great.
I'm sorry.
You're missing out. But overall, yeah, it was kind of meh.
I'll give it a 7.
But again, that scene with Deathstroke's just murdering the fuck out of
Yeah.
It's real fucking cool. I don't know why, like, I'm surrounded by guys and take helmet off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get we want to see the actor, but like, why are you doing that?
Definitely in the contract.
Yeah. You give it a 7?
Yeah.
Sam?
I give it a 7. Maybe a little higher, just because for some reason there's eyebrow ridges on the old mask. Remember that? Like, you look up closer, just like these dirty ridges.
I kind of like that old mask, if I'm being honest.
You're weird.
I don't really like the helmet. The helmet's like a little too bulky for me.
It is a little... It's. I don't know where he's seeing out of that tiny little hole in it, but...
I give it a 7. I gave Flash a 7?
Yeah.
I give this a 7.
Oh, are we all even all the way across?
No.
What do you say?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Roxy's just trying to start some shit.
Hey, that's fine.
I guess so.
Speaking of starting shit, let's go ahead and move over to
Legends started something. Tune is off, but the words were accurate.
You didn't sing the song from the episode, though. Return of the
Mac. Once again, return of the Mac.
I have no relationship with that song.
You know that
really?
song?
No.
I love that song.
Are you for real?
Yes.
That was one of my favorite reveals. I knew Neil McDonough was coming back.
Me.
I did not know Neil McDonough was coming back.
To the show?
No, I knew he was coming back to the show. I didn't know it was this episode.
Me neither, but that was a fun tease.
As great as it is to have Neil McDonough back, I am bummed that there weren't actual vampires. I feel a little bit cheated.
I feel so cheated.
Yeah.
I felt like what's such a bummer is that Legends was on a roll for me, and it was setting the tone of this year. I was like, yes, give it to me.
Yeah.
And then this episode happened, and I was like, ooh, this is where when you don't give a crap, which has been happening in making gold, it can actually sometimes turn to brass, which is fine.
Yeah,
it was fine, but it was just like not quite there, because the stakes weren't that high, and I didn't really care, and they kind of banked on us giving a crap about Rip, and like, I don't know if that's true anymore.
I care about him. No shit, man. I really liked when he didn't have his memory and when he was evil. It was a lot better.
I'm interested. It's interesting. It's an interesting direction to take him in. It's interesting to point out that he's kind of like betrayed every group he's been a part of. I wish it came across as more of him being like an egomaniac than him just being a weasel. I wish it was more along the lines of
he looks more like a weasel. He's got weasel features.
Yeah, but it's just, every time it's like, it just seems like a little, as opposed to like, oh, I'm too good for this shit, I'm going to make my own calls. It's like a Rick from like Rick and Morty situation. It's more like I don't know, maybe I'm just going to, fuck you, never mind, I'm going to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like don't worry, I'm on your side, but here's a quick little protocol thing where you get locked in your ship and I'm going to go murder a bunch of people.
Yeah. I think part of the disappointment too, I don't know if it's true for you, Roxy, but I think for me, it was one of those like, for me, it's like, Victorian London, you're Jack the Ripper time, you're dealing with vampires. They had the perfect Legends of Tomorrow line ever, where Mick looks at the guy and he's like, that body was a dead vampire from the future, you idiot. Oh no, that dead body was a vampire from the future, you idiot. I'm like, that is only on Legends of Tomorrow could you have that line. And then there wasn't any damn vampire from the future.
You did get him staking a corpse, though.
You did get him staking a corpse,
and
which
that was
rad.
And the watch, the funny stuff.
Yeah, and then you get Neil McDonough back, and I honestly...
Killing people to the tune of the song.
I'm glad when they kind of fucked up. They didn't fuck up. They didn't do the best Vandal Savage in the first season. And Damien Dark is now what Vandal Savage is in the comics. Like, he serves the...
I like Vandal Savage, the way that they did him.
Oh, in the first one? Yeah. But the way they do Damien Dark is more when you tell me, like, hey, you have time travel superheroes versus somebody who's basically immortal. In my mind, the way it should have functioned in the show is the way Damien Dark functions, and the way they bring him back, and also Neil McDonough is just amazing.
He's amazing.
Having the most fun of anybody on any of these shows ever.
Conwad26 with the up arrows says, Damien Dark being back is ideal. Every second he can spend not in season 4 of Arrow reminds me how good of a villain he truly can be. Overall, didn't enjoy this episode as much as recent ones, but Legends is always a fun ride no matter what. I think that pretty much summarizes how we all...
I think I liked it a little bit more than you guys, and I mainly just because one of my favorite actors from Fringe, John Noble, is playing Mollis, the main big bad.
He's the dad on Fringe, right?
The big scientist, and he played Brainiac in that one of those Superman animated shows. He was on Sleepy Hollow, which is got a good first season. That one has one of the sharpest nosedives of any TV show. But no, just
Other than Heroes?
Hearing but no, as soon as I heard his voice and the way he was introduced, I was like, oh, he's like... He could be anywhere right now, and he can just fuck up all the shit. And that way, the explanation of him, like, oh, this is how we get Gorilla Grodd in this show. This is how we're getting Damien Dark on the same team as him.
Yeah, not only at the top do you have anomalies, but you have, like, his shit. I thought that was a good explanation.
Yeah. He was fine.
He's fine.
And, the fun occult stuff, bringing it up is fun in Victorian era. And Ancient Stein. Favorite joke is, I'm not craving grapefruit at 9 a.m.
That was great. Because that was a well-played reveal that, like, why is he saying that? And then it's Stein, and it's like, that's...
What do you guys think about...
And the sex joke.
The Vixen and what's her name?
Zari
relationship now.
I like it. It makes sense why they are there and hanging out together for the story's sake.
I hope it's not just like, hey, we are together because of amulets. I hope they do the work to make those characters have a dynamic. And
a friendship and the whole thing. Me too, because right now it's just like so water and ice isn't the oil.
Yeah.
Or water and oil.
Yeah.
Is that what it does?
Yeah, even if it's like, even for butting heads, like.
They don't go well together.
Yeah. That's them right now. Like, it's just not. They're just not. It's not even water and oil. It's like water and juice.
Yeah.
Like, why would you put water and juice together? It's not that they don't go. It's just like, why?
Yeah.
You water it down.
Do you do that?
I mean, with cranberry juice, that hurts.
I get that. I actually heard that if you take the orange juice that's like extra concentrated and put water into it, you save money.
Okay. Well, they again, like all these episodes, even though it was kind of just a fine episode, there was a moment, the fight where Damien, again, Neil McDonough, man, just pure joy as he's like throwing people around and stuff. And then when Rip does his time freeze thing, I was like, this is cool. This is a cool
time grenade.
Yeah, like this is a cool bit.
Best moment when you would come back to life. Where's my watch? It's just it fit the tone of the show. I'm excited for them to come back, and I like that the Time Bureau and them aren't just fighting again. They're kind of working together a little bit.
Yeah.
Man, Damon Dark killed like a bunch of people.
Is there a chance that Rip is what's his face? Well, Malice.
No. I hope it's just John Noble, and I hope it's not some future bullshit.
I'm also thinking that Legends of Tomorrow is a good way to they could do some cool stuff with the DC villain Monarch, because they kind of wasted that character in the comics. But he's a time travel based villain, and so it's a good way to like. I think they could make some mileage out of it. Yeah.
Remember when they did Per Decatant or whatever his name was?
Yeah, Per Decatant.
It was in season 1. It was this weird when they went to the future, and there was like this weird like all of the United States like is a big company now, and like the Atom suits are like cops that fly around.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a weird episode. Sorry, I was thinking of weird characters. That they bring up. Good for them.
I love this show, man. Even episodes like I'm thinking about it. It was so primed to be like the best episode of the season so far. To have it not be, and then like a lot of the stuff was like Penny Dreadful Light, like when she's getting the seance and shit. And
I felt like that too.
Yeah,
it was
missed
cool.
that show.
Yeah, it's so good, man. Finale was fine. Season 2's amazing.
You mean when it just says the end and then
like,
us realize what was happening?
Yeah, exactly. Like, wait, why? Why is this the end? Why was this the whatever?
I still haven't watched that show.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah,
all 3 seasons. Yeah, watch it, man.
Season 2 is. Do they put Showtime shows on Netflix?
I believe so.
They have Penny Dreadful. And I will check it out.
It's only 3 seasons. Like less than the first season's.
8 episodes?
Yeah, the second season's the longest, and that's 10 episodes.
Would you call it a more serious Legends of Tomorrow?
I would call it more serious than Legends of Tomorrow.
But overall, I'd give this still like an 8. I really liked what they did.
I'd probably give it an 8 too.
Mm-hmm. I'm at a 6.5.
Ooh, you were that.
It was definitely the worst of this week.
Oh,
really?
And I gave Arrow a 7, and it was not as good as Arrow.
Damn.
What do I think was the worst of this week? Sam, what do you think was the worst of this week?
Arrow. Actually, they're all a little bit kind of on the same level. Just kind
not bad. None of them were like, ooh, bad. It's just
but
like,
they've been doing so good.
Still, by the way, is better than a 5.
Yeah.
So, not bad.
Interesting.
But I think if I were to rate them top to bottom, I love the concept. I think it would be Supergirl, Arrow, Flash. Nope. Legends, Supergirl, Arrow, Flash. Fuck.
Wait, which way are you going?
Top to bottom. Best to least favorite.
We liked Legends more than you did. This episode.
Legends.
You made Legends your first?
Yeah, we both gave Legends 8.
I really liked it.
Legends was your favorite. I just feel like I just got dropped on right in this room.
But I said that earlier.
Remember when I liked Arrow?
I said that earlier. I said that before, and like a few minutes ago.
remember when I liked Arrow last week, and all of you gave me so much shit for it?
Yeah, it was
fun. You didn't
give
me shit, but you didn't like it as much as I did.
Really was like totally understand, man.
No,
it was really understanding.
You made me feel real bad about it.
Wow, I can't believe I listened so poorly that when Sam just said it was his favorite episode of the week, I thought he meant least favorite.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. It happens a lot to me. I get it.
Your headband matches the color right now.
I was in the Reddit. You can't blame me for looking at the Reddit.
Now that we've determined Legends is definitely the best of the week.
Where do we go from there?
What, tell me about the other shows you guys watch that I don't watch.
Well, no, let's rate these. I did my top 4. You do you guys' top 4.
I did mine.
What were yours?
My favorite was Flash, then Supes, then Arrow, then Ledge. Oh, I don't like the nickname Ledge.
Ledge. It was probably Legends, Supergirl. It's hard to decide between Flash and Arrow. Because both had moments that were really cool, and both have moments. Probably Arrow. I think Arrow's. It bums me to say. It really bums me to say. I think Arrow's my least favorite this week.
Oh.
Yeah, really.
Switched it. I thought we were about to line up.
So it was both of your favorites?
Yeah.
Comparatively, compared to this week.
It's definitely. So. I don't get it.
It's definitely the weakest Legends of the year.
Neil McDonough killed people to a song of Return of the Mac, and somebody came up with that idea back on Arrow when they were like, yo, Mac, McDonough? Yeah. And then they came up with that a long time ago, and they finally paid off. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was a great
reveal.
That's
all you needed. Yeah.
That's all I needed. I really liked it, but...
Got Sarah... Listen, if you're able to give me some good Sarah kicking ass and some good Heatwave making cracks, and then you throw in Neil McDonough, you'll at least get a better than average Legends episode.
Mm-hmm. But let's talk about everyone's favorite show that we don't give enough credit to. It's a lie. Gifted. Gifted over on Fox. I think I'm gonna have to just bail on the show just based on time. It's not poorly made. There's a lot of interesting things they're bringing up. I really don't know what they're doing. You did get a hint in this episode that Thunderbird or Thunderbird, he was with the X-Men, and he talked about his dad, and that he was training to be an X-Men, but because the X-Men had to go somewhere, they split up a bunch of people from the team to go to different underground networks to help them get to safe places, and he's part of that, which was interesting. And then everything else, they made a semi do a jump off of a little ramp. And I really don't remember what happened in the rest of the episode. It was really dumb.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of just if you guys in the comments, let me know right now live what you guys thought about it, because honestly, I'm kind of just meh. Don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
Roxy, Gotham.
This episode of Bruce Wayne at his finest. It was great.
What does that mean for Gotham?
He was like going into a club with this obnoxious. He's got a new group of friends that he made this episode, and it's like this hot chick. They're at like makeout age. Okay. So he's going into this club, and there's a douchebag boy who's like trying to get them in, and he can't, and he's being a dick to Bruce, and they end up getting in the club because Bruce talks to the owner, and he's like, yeah, but I don't want that guy to come in, and the guy's like, let me talk to the owner, and he's like, and the guy's like, oh, you're looking at him, and Bruce Wayne just went in and bought the club. So like to get in, he just bought the whole club, which is great. Yeah. Like it's just so him. So that was really cool, and when I was talking before about great week for females. We've got a great Tabitha, Barbara, and Selena team up going on that's really, really badass. And they're like struggling to find their position. And that's been interesting. There's an orphanage on the show now. So that is happening.
There is an orphanage?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm so confused on where they're going to go with that storyline.
Yeah.
It just like appeared.
Not a fucking clue what they're gonna do with that, but
yeah, like I'm like they've got to have a thought process here, but like why are we just watching people take like completely out of nothing to do with anything else? We're watching people take care of orphans, which like has to like at some point.
They're all gonna be little monsters or some shit. Yeah, they're all gonna turn to little man bats and fly away.
Weird. It was a good episode.
Okay,
I like that show.
Sam, Inhumans.
Thank you for letting me have the floor for a minute about this.
Do you want to know what Sam wrote in our Google
I feel like that's what he's going for right now.
Wait, go ahead, read what I wrote.
It's my favorite thing that he wrote. Not that there's that much. Maybe this show will win an Emmy.
Question mark.
Because
I fucking don't know what they're even doing anymore with this show. Maximus hired a human from Earth as scientists to take DNA from the new Inhumans that are on planet Earth.
Yes.
He's taking their DNA, their Inhuman gene or whatever, and Maximus is going to go through Terrigenesis again, and because of things, he's going to get all those Inhuman powers. He's going to be the most powerful Inhuman ever, and he's going to be king. And
okay, doesn't sound awful.
Can you explain this in the Katie Sackhoff accent?
Oh, I know, I'm real bad at accents. Oi, that's about as much as I can do in accents. I can just make exclamations and
it works for me.
Thing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. I read an interview with Katie Sackhoff where she's like, oh, so she's British. And then, like, Andrew Kreisberg was like, oh, no, she's not. She's not. She, like, they live in Missouri. And they're like, she's like clearly, like, British because, you know, blacksmith and European blacksmith. And, like, and he's like, I trust you. Go for it. Like, that's how I read the interview. And I was like, oh, that's so funny. They're like, you know what? I mean, it has nothing at all to do.
I was
in the
wondering
comics.
if she's supposed to be British in the comics. Like,
no, she's not. Not even a little bit. But no. So basically, Triton's not dead. He's not. He was shot in the first episode. He's still alive. Gorgon. He's now a zombie, running around smashing stuff with his big old hooves. Yeah. And Maximus almost got killed, but they're like, my heartbeat's hooked up to the shield on the city. So if you kill me, I'll fucking murder everyone in the city, you dumb idiots. And then basically, in that inflection, that's what it felt like when you were saying, is like, ha ha, suck it, cut to credits.
So, hold on.
Karnak's great.
I hope they end this show on like a cliffhanger as if it were going to come back for a second season.
I don't know, what if they all fucking die, man? Like, what if they all die and Lockjaw just teleports down onto, like, a shield helicarrier? And it's like, don't know where this came from. All right, that's fine. We'll move forward. That's it. We're done. That's it. But there was another show we have to give a little tip of the hat to. Lucifer.
I was going to say, Roxy, end this on a high note.
I fucking love this show. It's so good.
I love how excited you get about it.
It's so good. So, like, I'm backing because Decker clearly loves Lucifer again.
Duh.
So, but let me ask you guys something. So, Lucifer's weakness is being in the room with Decker. If Decker's in the same room as him, he can get injured. If not, then he can't. So he has no kryptonite except for her, and so like he didn't realize that until he was looking at her, and this was season 1, and he was like, "You don't believe me that I'm the devil? Shoot me," and she shoots him, and he almost dies because he didn't realize that if she's in the room, we end up finding out that his dad like put her on this earth for like all different weird shit. Okay. So he almost died because she shot him, and then he almost died. So in this episode, it's her birthday, and for a birthday present, he gave her, they're like in a will they, won't they moment right now.
Yeah, classic.
He gave her a necklace, and she was like, what is this? And it's got the bullet that she shot him with on it. And he's like, isn't it, like, nice? She's like, that's really sweet, and puts it on. And I was wondering, like, romantic or not?
No, I'd say no. Remember when you almost killed me?
Like, if, say, I get in a car accident, and like, the woman gets out of the car, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, and I'm, like, a little bleeding a little bit. I'm like, it's fine, we'll just exchange information. Later, lo and behold, we actually get together, and as a birthday present, she just pulls out like the bloody license plate. She hit me with.
No, but here's the thing. In that example, that's what got you together.
Yeah.
This didn't even get them together.
No. Oh, this is like some bullshit.
Yeah, this is like if you're dating somebody for a week and then you get in an accident.
Okay. Also, he went away for the weekend to Vegas on her birthday, and she got pissed. So she broke into his place and drank all of his booze with his therapist. So that just gives you a little bit of an idea of where this show's at.
Is he still fucking his not mom? Like his mom, but not mom?
The mom, not mom, backed off.
Ah.
She realized it was wrong.
Okay.
Which is better than what happens in the real world.
Yeah.
I don't mean the TV show.
But also the TV show, the real world.
That might happen in some version of it.
I mean, the news this week that a mom and her daughter got married.
Yeah, I know.
So a different story for a different time.
That's for the next podcast.
That's next week's.
We're coming to the end.
Yes.
We rated all of our shows. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on Super TV Showdown. The best damn Super
TV
Showdown you can get your ears into.
Yeah.
It's a great slogan. Yeah. You can see the t-shirts now. We just tape over the normal podcast slogan. But make sure you check out the audio version of this and the video portion of this. If you're watching live, the audio version will be up in an hour or two. Yes. And you can also make sure you check out next week's episode. But next week, November 15th. At 5 p.m. at House of Secrets, Burbank. It's a comic shop. DJ's going to be releasing a bunch of his comics.
I'm going to be signing a bunch of his comics, and Sam is also going to be there.
And I'm going to have goodies that you can buy.
Only stupid answers goodies.
Am I invited?
Do you want to come?
Cool.
Do you want to come?
Please.
I always want to come.
Yes.
I just want to be included.
Yes.
You can come.
In this moment that is not about me in any way, shape, or form, that I'm just really excited for you about, man.
Confirmed. Roxy's going to be there.
Roxy's going to be there. But make sure you tune in, tune up, tune in. You have anything else to say? I was waiting for a third to come in naturally, but...
It did not.
I don't know, man. I think I got kicked.
Roxy, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
On the shows? Or just in life?
Anything.
Just signing out.
I had a good DC... week. I got to talk to you.
Wait a second. I completely forgot about this.
I hinted to it earlier, but I wasn't going to be like, Roxy got to do a thing. Yeah, we talk about it. I forgot where we landed on
news. I forgot that we were gonna land on it. So
you were like, I have this great
intro, and I fucked it up. Roxy got to see Justice League, and of course there's an important question that follows that. No spoilers. Why weren't we invited?
Great question. I'm actually working on it, though.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You know it to be true. I did see it. It was really cool. I got to see it on the Warner Brothers lot.
Very cool.
They had a little private screening for us, so I felt badass.
Yeah.
We had a big issue in the middle of it because my gum fell out of my mouth while I was watching. So and I couldn't let anybody know, so
because you were so
spent 20 minutes of the film searching for my gum.
Yeah.
It ended up an hour later being found after the film in between my watch and my wrist. True story. I have a photo.
And that's her review of Justice League. So if you want,
the film is really strong, and if you want to know more of my thoughts on it, we don't have a social media embargo anymore, so you can check out my Twitter at ROXY STRIAR, my Instagram. I talked about both of them in both places at ROXY STRIAR. And by this time next week, we can talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is sick. I think you guys are really going to enjoy most of it.
I hope so.
There we go.
I really need a good Justice
League. You're picky, so you'll have a couple problems.
You're right.
I eat everything and enjoy everything. I'm like a void. Just throw content at me and I'll just watch it. Actually, that's proof. Inhumans. I'll just watch it and try to find the good in it.
You don't even like it.
So just get on Gotham and Lucifer Life. And it's not Gotham because I get it. Lucifer.
Sam, why aren't you watching Lucifer?
DJ, I'm doing the heavy lifting with Gifted and Inhumans. Why aren't you watching
You literally just said you're going to stop watching those. Because
Inhumans, and then I'm going to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You watching that one?
Yeah, but you're not going to watch The Gifted.
No, I'm bailing on that one. You're still in the fault here. You should be watching Lucifer.
When's Punisher coming out? Isn't that real soon?
It's coming out. We've already done 3 live streams for these fucking Netflix shows, and there's another one. Fuck.
We got a plan for it, though. We got a plan. We're going to do something
a
little bit different.
We can't do another 13-hour live stream.
Do you want to announce it now, or do you want to save it for later?
Keep an eye out on our social media. You'll get a message about it there. Also, our main episode coming out on Monday. You'll get more info on it. But DJ, final thoughts? Say now. Give it
DJ Talks Trash, thank you for joining us. I love you the most.
Join us on Wednesday, House of Secrets, 5 p.m. There's more info on our social media. Roxy, where can I find you?
ROXY STRIAR. Maybe I love them the most. How do you know?
Well, because I get final say really quick. I love them the most. I'm going to keep talking until the audio version runs out. I love you guys. Follow me at Sam Bashor. This is SuperTV Showdown. Go ahead and end it. 3, 2, 1, go. End it.
Last love.
And that's the end of the video, audio portion. Guys, let me give quick shout outs of everyone who joined us.
Sometimes the words come easy for you, and sometimes.
Sometimes.
Highland Star, Droopy B Dog, Danny Boy, Fabrati, Maggie Whitmer. There's more here. Hagrid for life. They
did the Reddit arrows.
The Reddit arrows.
Hagrid for life. I saw in the Reddit.
There we go. Mr. Terry Fournier. And we got more here.
Pate du foie gras.
Where's the other name? There's another name. There's another name. There's another name. There's another name. Catherine Richardson.
There it is. Thank you guys for joining us.
We love you. Bye-bye.